Today's guest is a go-to voice for all things book talk. We had an interesting conversation right before we went back on air kung if you're wondering kung bakit ako galit, alright? But we're gonna talk about that later on. Now, from intriguing book reviews to hard-hitting rants on feminism and culture, you surely don't want to miss her on your For You page. Besides her life in content creation, she is also the editor-in-chief of Young Star, the youth-focused lifestyle section of the Philippine Star. Andrea Panaligan joins us here today in The Hangout. Beautiful day and welcome to the show, Andrea. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, beautiful day.
Good morning. I love her outfit. Can I
Yes.
just
Thank
say
you
that
so
before we
much.
start?
Yes, but then she's not in red.
She's
She's not in red.
You're a girl boss in red, but
Yeah.
you're not in red. Okay lang naman daw.
Oo.
From time to time, the girl boss can change her colors.
True. Girl
Yes.
Boss in Red is her TikTok account. You can check her out. And I think you would like to because she has more than 46,000 followers and 1.6 million likes over on TikTok. So let's start off first with yung social media presence mo because it has been very impactful in so many ways. There are a lot of people who can relate to you. There are a lot of people who love your takes. They're unfiltered. They're very you. You don't care what other people think. You just go. All right? So when you take a look at the social media platform that you do have, how would you describe it as? And of course, how do you keep people engaged, especially in this world where everyone has an opinion?
I think how I describe the account is I don't want to be the final word in anything. Parang gusto ko kasali lang ako sa discussion. I don't want to be the closing remarks, kumbaga.
Okay.
So the goal really is to keep the audience curious and engaged dun sa topic. So the format of my videos, just a quick explainer on how it looks like. It's usually me sitting down and then saying my take, ganyan. And at the end of the video, maglalapag ako ng, okay, if you want to learn more about this topic, ito yung mga libro na binasa ko that maybe you would like to read as well. Here are the articles that I used to research, ganyan. So I want it to be a continuous conversation. And I think with my background as a culture journalist, I wanted to do short form videos kasi I wanted to meet the audience where they are.
Yeah.
Kasi ang young people naman, baka interested sila in something pero they wouldn't read like an online article about it. They wouldn't
Yeah.
buy a newspaper to read
Yeah.
something about it. Kasi where are they hanging out? Sa TikTok, sa social media, ganyan. So I wanted to go kung nasan sila. So I
Yeah.
wanted to meet them sa TikTok.
Tsaka the young ones, they really watch mga short form videos and posts, diba? So it's so perfect that you are using TikTok to promote reading, promote your advocacy. So your TikTok handle, Girl Boss in Red, you are a book talker. So may
Yeah.
term na talaga na
Yeah,
ganon,
book
right?
talk, yeah.
A book talker. This is so timely because we had a guest from the National Book Development Board, and then we talked about book talk as well and how it really helps the young ones get into reading. But book talkers often talk about hitting that reading slump. Parang wala na masyadong nagbabasa ng actual books, di ba? And the sudden loss of motivation to read. Since so much of your content revolves around reading, paano mo pinupush or how do you push through these moments and really, really encourage the young ones, your generation, to grab a book and read again?
Super relate dyan sa reading slum. Kasi ako kahit as a book talk creator, I still get that parang nakatamad mag-read, ganyan. Ang daming
yeah.
ibang pwedeng gawin.
Yeah.
And I always advise, kasi I got questions on TikTok din na, paano ka nagbabasa ng ganyan karami in a month? Ganyan. So I always ask na, ano ba ang barriers mo personally, like on an individual level? Kasi iba-iba naman tayo ng circumstances. Like, kung marami kang ginagawa sa school or sa work, that's a barrier, ganyan, na sobrang busy mo. Or kung nagko-commute ka to your office or your school 2 hours a day, that's also a barrier, ganyan. So iba-iba tayo ng, parang iba-iba yung nagpipigil sa atin sa pagbabasa. And access din is one big issue kasi
That's
mahal ang mga libro.
Yeah.
And hindi ka naman, kung hindi ka surrounded ng libro, like wala kang mahihiraman, ganyan, baka mahirap ding magsimula. So iba-iba siya, and I think it really helps if you take a look at ano ba yung itsura ng everyday life mo and thinking, saan ba ako pwedeng magpasok ng pagbabasa dito?
You know, we were actually talking about how TikTok, how yung current Gen Z, yung generation below us.
Below us.
Below us. No, below us in terms of yung age, okay? In terms of
yeah,
yung
the
age.
young ones.
Yes, the young ones.
yeah.
Young ones lang tayo. Young
Young
ones
ones.
sila. Oo, pero they say that attention span has definitely fallen. And that's the reason why TikTok's the thing. Like, attention span, kung dati, in movies, you had like 15 minutes or 10 minutes to actually hook people's attention. Right now, you need 5 seconds. Right? So, how do you promote books that notoriously take more than 5 seconds to actually get hooked on and convince that generation to pick it up?
I think over the years that I've started creating content about books, yan talaga yung parang isa sa challenges. Ganyan. Kasi kahit ako
Yeah.
mismo, as a, mahilig magbasa, yung attention span ko, umiikli na din siya eh. Kasi
Okay.
with how much we're inundated with short form content. And not just short form, as in parang dopamine overload talaga na
Yeah.
pagka-scroll mo pa lang, ang daming sounds, ang daming nangyayari, ganyan. So I always try, in a way, na medyo ganun din yung mga video, na it's always me na nakaupo lang eh, pero nilalagyan ko siya ng mga lumilitaw na words, mga sounds,
Right,
ganyan.
yeah.
Parang it's an invite to, guys, tignan niyo ako, ganyan.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
we can sit down together and kind of think about what's happening in the world and think about the books that we're reading, ganyan. And I always say na reading in itself as a habit has so many benefits. It's not just being able to say na, okay, nakabasa na ako. It's parang it has so many benefits for you as a person na din. Parang it expands your empathy, it makes your worldview so much richer and more colorful. So I think sobrang important talaga na kahit na ang daming umaagaw sa attention natin, nakakuha pa rin nating mag-slow down and sit
Yeah.
down with a book. Ganyan.
What kind of books do you usually recommend on your TikTok account?
I recommend a lot of feminist nonfiction
Okay.
kasi I talk a lot about how we view women in society, for example, or
Yeah.
yung mga social issues na nangyayari. Kasi young people, kahit na ang attention span natin ay umiikli na, we still have so much care and concern sa kung ano nangyayari sa mundo. So I always try to recommend books na may matututunan sila or it's something that can help them process and interpret the bigger issues that's happening in the world.
You talk about issues around the world, and actually that's a perfect segue. Kasi syempre, when you take a look at your account, then you go through your different posts, and of course, you're not afraid to do social commentary yourself. And I think that's what has attracted a lot of people to you as well. Kasi syempre, it's someone who's not afraid to speak her mind, and whether or not the opinion may be popular or not, you're able to express it. So when you talk about how being a content creator actually comes with a certain responsibility, I think that you really took that to heart. What is your approach to that, especially considering na yung social climate natin ngayon a bit testy, to say the least?
I think coming from my experience with Youngstar, I get to work with a lot of young writers talaga and I get to see firsthand what are they interested in, ano yung pinagbubuhusan nila ng panahon, what are the things that they want to write about. And lumilitaw doon syempre like internet trends, mga celebrities, ganyan.
Yeah.
Pero so much of it are trying to make sense of issues that are so much bigger than us, like the climate, ganyan, or politics. Ito yung mga bagay na parang nung pinanganak tayo sa mundo, ito na yung nangyayari. And now we're living in the world, we're trying to make sense of it. And that's, I think that's what takes up so much of the mental space of Gen Z. And that's why I wanted to talk about it on TikTok as well. Kasi alam ko na parang ito yung iniisip talaga nila. Ito yung parang hindi naman nagbabother. Parang ito yung may pake talaga sila. Ganyan. So I wanted to reach out and say na, okay, here are some of the things that I know. Here are some of the things that I've learned through reading. Maybe I can share it with you and maybe it can incite in you a love for reading as well.
Yeah. Speaking of relevant issues, pinag-usapan ngayon, of course, yung mga political nepo babies, right? They're receiving so much backlash for their lavish lifestyles, diba? Yung what they post on Instagram, on TikTok. And you actually posted a TikTok commentary about this yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday. Do you think, so what is your take on this issue? And then do you think that they deserve to be at the center of this cancel culture that's happening right now?
I think reckoning with corruption is always a good thing. Lalo na if it's in this scale na as in long-standing historical parang well-oiled network talaga siya of corruption involving not just government officials but also like private citizens, yung mga contractors, ganyan,
Yeah.
and then their families as well.
Yeah.
So sobrang important na we're starting to see and we're starting to feel so much frustration, disappointment, and rage about it. And cancel culture kasi is parang that's the vernacular of social media talaga. Yan yung parang that's how we express our emotions, our frustrations, ganyan. So parang for me, natural na cancel culture yung magiging response natin when we learned na ito pala yung nangyayari behind the scenes sa pera ng bahay.
Yeah, sorry, and you want to go ahead?
Yeah, but do you feel like the anger is redirected? Instead of focusing on the real issue here, which is corruption, which is flood control projects. Instead of focusing your anger on that, we're focusing on the Nepo babies, on their buying so many luxury items, luxury cars. Do you feel that, first the anger is redirected, and where do we draw the line? How do you draw the line between objectively calling them out and insulting them, diba? And then really focusing on the issue itself?
I think with how we're insulting nga, as you said, yung mga Nepo babies, parang they're in the form of memes, ganyan. And I think, in a way, meron siyang function kasi yung memes ay parang napapalipad niya yung balita.
Okay.
Kasi yung, halimbawa, news article, ganyan. May mga magbabasa niyan, pero siguro not as much as kung nakakatawa yung meme, ganyan. So, in a way, meron siyang ganung function. Pero I agree na parang it's not enough ba na we just attack yung mga may designer bags,
Right,
yung mga may kotse. Syempre, it's so frustrating to see what they do with people's money. Pero at the end of the day, hindi lang naman kasi sila yung nakikinabang at hindi lang naman sila yung parte nung network nga ng corruption na nangyayari. And it can be easy to spend so much of our attention dun sa spectacle of it. Kasi parang medyo ma-showbiz vibes nga.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre
True.
parang
Very.
magaganda yung damit, magaganda yung bahay. Parang madali tayong masilaw sa ganyan. Pero totoo nga na we should stay vigilant pa rin na ito ay continuously nangyayari kahit na iniimbestigahan. What if meron din pala sa ibang sectors ng government, ganyan. So it really pays to remember sino ba talaga yung kinagagalitan natin, saan ba talaga tayo galit, ano ba talaga yung punot dulo nung frustrations.
Right.
Well, sinasabi nga nila, all the communication majors right now will have a bit of a heart attack when I say medium is the message, according to Marshall McLuhan. Of course, that's syempre, when you post something on TikTok, social media, the target obviously changes. And of course, the messaging also changes. But at the same time, rin, there have been instances in the past few months, weeks, that people in general have highlighted yung mga quote-unquote Nepo babies. Minsan nakakaroon ng case of mistaken identity. I think one of the biggest examples is yung si Camille Ko and si Claudine Ko. In terms of the negativity push towards these people. So when you take a look at the outrage, how important is it to actually have a measured amount of outrage, or rather at least researched and prepared outrage? Kasi if you're wrong and you attack the wrong person, you're doing more harm than good.
I think yan yung isa sa sintomas talaga ng cancel culture on the internet. Kasi everyone is so reactive. Kasi social media is so black and white. Kasi nga everyone's attention spans are so short. Wala na tayong mental space for nuance, for extra thought, for research, ganyan. So, makakita lang tayo ng parang, okay, attack, yan yung bumibili ng maraming damit na mamahalin, ganyan. So, I think social media is it's very useful in disseminating information and inciting parang yung inciting care among people na baka wala silang pake, pero it's not the end all be all of our response or our participation as citizens of the Philippines. Ganyan. Parang it can start with social media, pero it shouldn't always end there kasi social media is a very limiting platform. The conversations that we're having can be useful, pero it's not as nuanced, as thoughtful as I personally would have liked.
Yeah.
Parang it's just a starting point talaga.
Yeah, kasi that's actually the difference between being an actual social critic to a troll. Right? Kasi that amount of critique, syempre, if it doesn't come with any thought, it would actually be more detrimental rather than just helpful. Mhm. But then, of course, we're starting to wrap things up here because unfortunately,
I
we don't
know,
have
I
enough
wanted
time.
to shift the topic nga kasi parang parang
Oh,
ang
my.
serious
Ang
eh.
seryoso natin eh.
Can I ask
Yeah, no, we
something
have
that's
time for a
medyo
couple.
off
Go.
Nepo baby topic?
Go.
Kasi you published this essay, The Case for Loving Life in All Its Mess and Mundanity.
Yeah.
And then you talked about your stray dog near-death experience. So can you tell us about this? And that was just a small incident, but there's a big emotional takeaway from it. Let's talk about that.
Grabe, I
To
can't
lighten
believe-
things up,
Lighten things
please.
up before we end. Para mas beautiful yung
Let's
day
end on a
natin.
light note. Okay.
I can't believe I'm talking about this on TV. Pero sometime last year, I was bit by a stray dog. As in, parang mabilis sa mga pangyayari.
Okay, okay.
And then, nung pumunta ako sa ABC, like the Animal Bite Center.
Yes,
Tapos
yes.
ako lang kasi mag-isa. Kasi I wanted it to be quick lang. I didn't want it to be a big deal. And then, everyone there was like with their family. Syempre, kasi usually mga bata naman talaga yung nakagat ng aso. I was the only grown person there. And then when I was in the waiting room, ang dami ko naging realizations na parang
Okay.
kahit na mag-isa ako dito sa waiting room right now, I know that I am never alone in my life. Kasi parang, di ba, I'm reaching out to my parents, to my friends, ganyan na parang I can't believe na I'm not, na kahit na I feel so sad minsan. That's never the case. Alam mo yun, na parang you're always surrounded by people who love you, ganyan. All from the waiting room of the random Animal Bite Center. So, thank you to that dog, siguro. Indirectly.
I hope other people will have that same realization na hindi kailangan makagat ng aso. Oo.
Tama.
Thank
Just
you.
read the essay.
One dog bite lang.
One
So,
dog
hindi siya
bite.
nagka-rabies pero nagkaroon siya ng ganung
Realization.
Realization.
I love that. All right, so before we go, we're gonna have to wrap things up, and we always ask this.
Yes, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Siguro related na din sa response ko kanina. It really is the people that I spend it with. They always make everything beautiful. A day can be malungkot, it can be frustrating, can be tiring. Pero when I spend some time with the people I love, everything becomes beautiful.
Akala ko yung stray dog.
Stray dog?
Oo, makes your
Oo
life
nga
beautiful.
eh.
Oo.
But it did make your life
a way,
somehow,
in a
diba?
way.
It
Some way.
made you realize the beauty of life, diba? That dog bite.
That's
But
so
again, it's
good.
at Girl Boss in Red
Yeah.
on TikTok. Invite our viewers to follow you.
Hi, so my name is Andrea. I write a lot about culture, social media, the internet, how we see the world from a Gen Z perspective. So my TikTok account is Girl Boss in Red. And I do write a lot, especially with Youngstar, which is the publication I manage. I'm on Instagram. Nag-plug ng Instagram. So it's Nandrea, Nahandrea. Ayun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you so much for being here. You know what? We didn't get to talk about audiobooks and how I'm against it.
Oh my gosh.
that's
Let's
okay.
continue that conversation off air.
That's okay. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. And thank you so much, Andrea, for being here with us again. Check her out on her book.